Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are still working on getting agrarianism enacted, and next to the schedule is going to be moving over to professional army. The armed forces and intelligentsia together are now strong enough that they can form a government without it being illegitimate, so that's going to be, I think, the path. But we're going to work on agrarianism first. Hopefully that'll get done pretty soon. France is colonizing Sahara up here. And I think after that, well, maybe we'll work on getting a hold of some of these small countries in the Arabian Peninsula. Some of these Arabian miners before we do that. Because Jabal Shamar is quite weak at this point. But on the other hand, I do want to also get our finances back to being at a good point, because we are paying quite a bit in interest here, and I don't want to be in debt while I'm trying to fight a war. So we'll try to keep it chill for now. We seem to have fallen down to position 5. United States is continuing to expand, and that's not shocking. Explosives input goods shortage. That's probably because we have one too many munitions. No. Oh, well, the munitions plants are trying to operate, but they're not gonna, because no one's buying munitions. No one's buying ammunition. Wells are pretty low, and there's agrarianism. Wonderful. It's not going to be made better by the changing government, but it is what it is. We've got to do what we've got to do. Professional army, away. Perfect. Our improved relations with Bavaria and Montenegro are completed. I had someone else I wanted to improve relations with. How are relations with Tunis? They're very good. Who did I want? Oh, Switzerland. And these ones are going to end pretty soon. So that means we'll go back to improving relations with Persia. Infamy is still getting down there, and that's okay. That's doing just fine. We're at 3 years incorporation. That means our finances are doing much better. Let's go ahead and unpause construction, and that puts us in the black. Wonderful. Perfect. That's exactly where I want to be. Perfect. I think at this point we can afford to queue in another level of law enforcement. Well, I don't have any internal security right now. Nobody is opposing the move to professional army yet. I'm hoping we can get at least one tick in now. Speak of the interest groups. Speak of the landowners. The landowners are now opposing the move to professional army. That's not shocking. We knew they were going to do that eventually. I was about to say I'm hoping to get one tick in before we get there, but we're still at healthy chances of advancement and success. So I'm hoping that goes fine. We are also continuing to increase in wealth as we build up, and that's very good. That's an extremely good situation. So I'm just going to kind of ride this one out while we increase the size of these paper mills here in Ankara. Private investment pool is still increasing. The private investment pool should be doing a lot better now that we've got agrarianism, because agrarianism gets us bonuses from aristocrats. Okay, we have an ultimatum decision, but it's a different ultimatum decision than the one we had before. The intelligentsia have issued a stern... Oh no, this is... Sorry, it is the same one. The intelligentsia have issued a stern ultimatum to Dawood Ozal about towing the party's line on the proposal for a professional army. Dawood Ozal is determined to resist. The matter wedged the caucus, and it was by their own making. Meanwhile, the issue at hand has given way to this fallout. Sheer stubbornness is what fuels it, with pride wagered in the gamble. Nothing will proceed without a timely resolution to this. Never interrupt an opponent when they make a mistake. This potentially gets us 10% enactment chance, or we'll welcome any dissidents. I don't want to, So we saw this before. This one's either the intelligentsia gets stronger, or we get enactment chance and some radical pops. And this one is the intelligence you get weaker, and Daud or Zal gets stronger. So we'll go with the first one. Come on, give me an enactment chance. Yes! Alright, that puts us at 35%. That's a very healthy number. At this point, I think I am feeling... I'm feeling pretty confident about going after Jabal Shamar. I feel like I may have lost some battalions here, but I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up. I've got a +1 queued in here. Not sure. Am I over command limit? No. So I'm not sure what that's about, because I don't think that is in the... It's not in the building queue. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that. Currently working on mechanical tools, and then that'll get us up to railways. So once that's done, let's go with nitroglycerin. That'll help us with our mining and with our explosives. And then we'll finally get these society techs knocked out. Stock exchange is going to be useful. Currency standards up to banking. Then we'll do colonization, I think, and then we'll do empiricism. And I'm just going to get all those knocked out so that we don't have ahead of time penalties. And whatever we got spreading to us, we'll have spreading to us. The duel. Daud Zal has challenged Yavar Pasha to a duel to the death. Yavar Pasha is our vice admiral. Interesting. And Daud Zal is our armed forces is a general. We should stop it. I don't want to lose either of these. Well, if I let them fight, who could I add to my navies? And no one I'm particularly interested in. Put a stop to it. Captivating speech, rousing speech captivates the public. This afternoon, Omer Lutfi Pasha, leader of the armed forces, delivered a fiery speech advocating for the enactment of professional army. Making an appearance before the public in Constantinople's main square, Omer Lutfi Pasha's powerful rhetoric left even his most embittered political opponents impressed. Excerpts from the speech are already being circulated across the Ottoman Empire, fanning the fires of an already roaring debate. This should ease the path to reform greatly for 15% enactment chance, or performances like this reflect well on Pasha and his cause. 10% enactment chance, strengthen the armed forces. I'm going to go with the first one. Raw enactment chance is very appealing to me at this juncture. Still have a little bit of infamy. I think I'm going to wait until that wears down completely before I get scrappy with Jabal Shamar. Meanwhile, we're continuing to incorporate these areas. We're now actually less than 3 years. So I'm pretty pleased about that overall. We got 2 munitions plants under construction. And there's mechanical tools. Wonderful. So that's going to unlock the sulfite piping method for our paper mills, so we no longer need those. And the steel tools method for our tooling workshops. So, we're going to need some steel mills. Do we have potential for sulfur mines? We do. Way out here in Mosul. Cool. So these are going to produce 40 each. 40 sulfur each, probably, if I put them under Atmel pump engine. Very good. And how much sulfur do we need for these paper mills? 120. All right, so 3 levels will do it. So that's good. We'll get that knocked out. And now we have tooling workshops. This will take 140 steel. And steel mills, I believe, are 1 level... are 65 steel per level. Yep. For 30 each iron and coal. We'll put them in Ankara. So we'll queue those in. And that'll let us get those things built up. Furniture manufacturing is going to precision tools. That will just cost more tools, and that'll be just fine from a tools perspective. Because getting tools up is going to be one of the things that we're actually doing pretty well on tools overall, but we can afford to for sure use more. We do have someone in our customs union buying munitions, so that is good. I think we're going to need one additional explosives plant. So we'll go ahead and key that in. And shockingly, this fertilizer plant is quite unproductive. So let's go ahead and get some farms, some more of our farms using fertilizer. Just a few for now. I'll continue to build up that capacity. Let's see, increased wool gathering. This will actually produce fertilizer, so I don't necessarily want to do that. But we do have access to some tools methods that will increase meat production. However, I want to leave that alone for now until I've gotten my tool situation sorted out. So, unfortunately, the government admin and universities are once again going to take a backseat to expand the other stuff. There's the fieldworks tech. That makes me very happy. And I think at this point we're basically at 0 infamy. I'm going to wait a little longer. I do definitely want professional army. Hey, we're in consideration. Wonderful. So once reputation is down to 0 infamy, we'll go after Jabal Shamar. That will be just wonderful. I think our primary... because that's our primary barrier to getting fighting with the European powers on even terms, is our peasant levy situation. And it's actually very common for Russia specifically to never fix this problem. Have you guys just been at war this whole time? Yeah, they've just been shooting at each other this whole time. There are, like, 500,000 dead Germans and another 500,000 wounded ones. Because Germany and Austria have just been shooting at each other for like 4 years. That's bananas. They're making a play for German leadership. I don't think that's that weird. One of them annexes the other situation, but it might be. Oh. We were rivals with the Netherlands, apparently. I completely forgot I'd rivaled the Netherlands. That's very silly. What a hero I am. Let's improve relations with Russia. Speaking of which, we'll end our rivalry with them as well. Time to smooth things over with Russia. Not necessarily need to be at war with them. Numerous opportunities will potentially present themselves. Russia gets China into its market pretty frequently, I've noticed, in the current build of the game. So, that potentially presents trade opportunities for us. Jabal Shamar, you're coming with me. I'm just going to mobilize one army for this, my main one. And, put you on the front here. I don't think anyone's going to intervene in this because we have so little overall infamy from this that I don't think any of the other powers are really going to concern themselves with it. Russia might, but I don't think so. And yeah, that'll be the beginning of our expansion southwards. I do want to get control of the entire Arabian Peninsula, because I feel like that's natural Ottoman territory, for certain values of the word natural. It's definitely what I consider Ottoman territory. The enemy does not have much of a large force here at all, so I'm very confident in our capacity to punch through here and achieve success without having any problems. Come on, professional army. An ultimatum. I'm going to do the same thing I've been doing. We'll see if we get some enactment chance out of it. We do not, but we did make the intelligentsia stronger, and that's what we want to continue to do. They are bananas strong right now. Keep it up, intelligentsia. So we're building up these sulfur mines. See, what I'm hoping is that will help out our paper situation, because we're about 150 short from a paper perspective. And going to sulfite piping will produce 420 more paper. A lot more paper. Way more paper than we could possibly need. But we're going to use a lot more paper with these government admins and universities. So that's gonna line up. We're going to get what we need with that. Not gonna lie, I've completely lost track of how long this episode is, so I think we're just gonna go to the end of 53. And I think that'll be a good episode. Maybe if we're already in the war at that time, we'll go to the end. If we're still in the war by that time, we'll go to the end of the war. But I suspect this war is going to be really, really fast, because the enemy only has 1 battalion. And it only has 1 unit of irregular infantry, and that's 700 guys with swords against our army of 40 battalions of line infantry, 4 battalions of artillery, and 15 battalions of cavalry. So I'm really hoping that'll sort things out in a reasonable amount of time. Getting very close to 2 years away here. I remember reading somewhere that incorporation actually slowly builds up over time, and that's part of why our finances have gotten better. So I'm hoping that is the case. So I think after this, I do want to get these universities and government admins built, but after that, I think it's going to be more iron. No, after that, it's going to be more fertilizer, then more iron. Because we need more fertilizer for our farms. Put 2 more fertilizer plants in here. Then we will queue in some more iron mines. We've been building up ones in Skopje and northern Thrace, so we'll continue to do that. We've already won this war. Cool. Neat. I didn't even need to worry about it. They're basically fully occupied, I think. Oh no, we're still pressing forward. Okay, now they're fully occupied. Cool. Wonderful. Excellent. So that should sort itself out pretty soon. Come on, professional army. Desperate allies. Ooh. Once again, I will happily make the intelligentsia even stronger. I feel like desperate allies might not be set up right, but I'm not complaining. Second Ottoman fleet. I got another fleet somehow. Hey, let's, well, maybe I will need another fleet eventually. Ah, coal mines. Wonderful. That's actually really good. We're definitely going to need to make use of that coal to do all the things we want to do with our big modern economy. Well, this war is about to end much, much faster than I thought. We're still going to need to get them all the way down to 0 because they are going to be completely annexed, and that means they're going to make us fight all the way down there, but that shouldn't be that long. Can't start another war, but let's scope out targets anyway. Hejaz is a tributary of Egypt. I can grab that in a war with Egypt. I think this is Naid. Naid is independent. I can grab them in a war. And that'll get us access to... Well, it won't give us access to a ton of areas. So what about you, Bahrain? You're independent. Trucial States, I think you're a protectorate of Great Britain. Qasimid State, once again, I don't have access to Qasimid State until I've got Hejaz. because this territory here is impassable. That's what this kind of rocky area means. It's just deep desert. That's all it is. Custom state, you're independent. Hijazi, oh, that's part of Hijaz. It's Hijazi, Yemen. Lahej, you're independent. Kathiri, you're independent. Mahra, independent. Oman, independent. Alright, so basically I can get everyone except for the Trucial states, if things go the way they're going. There's Hail Conquered, and Incorporate. If you want peace. The armed forces suggest a more hardline foreign policy towards Egypt due to our poor relations. If half of what you're saying is true, I wouldn't want you anywhere near that border, she said, but I don't think it is. Mother, you've always said not to trust the Egyptians. Why would you trust them to respect our borders? No one wants their son to do it because they know it's dangerous. That's exactly why we need to do it. Set aside polite formalities. They are the enemy. This makes the armed forces happy and deteriorates relations with Egypt. Or despite our mutual dislike, there's no need to escalate this. This gives us an authority penalty. We're going with the first one. Can we get another consumption tax in here? I can. Porcelain. Huzzah. Perhaps this has happened because our Sultan has gotten more popular in some meaningful way. Heat. Our Imperial Prince is also an intelligentsia, a wonk. Political movement disbanded. Oh, the movement against professional army has completed, so hopefully that'll mean we'll get all the way to the end of it without having a problem. And then we'll be able to upgrade our militaries, and then all of this military expansion that I've been building up has been, will have been worth it. Still doing kind of rough with explosives. Right, because that production chain is not completed yet. But hopefully it will be soon. Come on, professional army. Heck yes. Alright, so we got one more step, and then we'll be good to go. So I think we'll just go until the end of the this tick, which is going to be in 96 days. Kind of take us into the beginning of the next year. Yeah, we'll it's kind of inevitable at this point. But I suspect we have actually gone pretty long for this episode, so I'll put a pin in it at the end of the year. There we go. There we go. I've decided. The Sultan has decided. I think we can go ahead and do level 2 law enforcement. We are going to be building up some more governing admin down here. And I think at this point, we're mostly out of debt. I'm going to flip another one of these sectors over to iron frame. That's going to get us a little bit more construction capacity. Because we are producing quite a bit of iron, and we're going to be producing more once we get a hold of the nitroglycerin technology. We'll be producing a lot more iron, actually. But that's for next time. For now, that's the end of the episode. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you all on the other side.